Visa versus Mastercard. A lot of people think it doesn't matter which one you pick, but is that really true? A few differences make them surprisingly different as investments, and it depends on what type of investor you are. At first glance, they're the same. Same cards, same terminals, same business model. But as an investor, you start to see the differences. Neither Visa nor Mastercard lends money. They don't carry credit risk. They simply process payments and take a small fee from every transaction. And there are a lot of them, over $7 trillion in a single quarter. That's why they're so profitable. Margins above 50%. This is a business that earns from almost every payment. Now the differences. Let's start with size. Visa is bigger. Market cap around $590 billion. Mastercard around $480 billion. Visa has more cards, a bigger network, and a stronger position in debit payments. Mastercard is smaller, but more focused on credit and cross-border transactions. Visa's year-over-year revenue growth is 15%. Mastercard's is slightly higher. Mastercard has been growing faster in recent years. And one more interesting point. Mastercard has won the Apple Card program. That is one of the most prestigious cards in the world. And it's another signal that Mastercard is strengthening its position, especially in value-added services, cybersecurity, fraud detection, AI analytics, and identity verification. At Mastercard, these services already make up roughly 40% of revenue. And profitability. Visa's net profit margin is slightly above Mastercard's. Both are above 50%. Extraordinary by any standard. Operating margins are also very close. Visa around 67%, Mastercard around 58%. Visa is slightly more efficient, but the gap is small. Market share is shifting slightly. For example, in the UK and the US, some banks like HSBC, Santander UK, or Capital One in the US have migrated from Visa to Mastercard. In the other direction, Germany's Commerzbank and the UK's Lloyds are shifting portfolios to Visa. Migration happens in both directions, but it's definitely not massive and represents less than 1% of global banks per year. Mastercard has been more aggressive in recent years. What do analysts say? Visa has a strong buy consensus from 22 analysts. Average price target around $392. Current price around $309. That implies roughly 27% upside potential. Mastercard also has a strong buy consensus from 25 analysts. Average price target around $653. Current price around $510. That implies roughly 28% upside potential. Analysts love both. Almost no one is saying sell. Now risk. Both companies face the same threat. It's called Wero. The European Payments Initiative brings together 16 major banks, including BNP Paribas and Deutsche Bank. It's building a domestic alternative to Visa and Mastercard. It already has over 47 million users in Belgium, France, and Germany. It has processed over 7.5 billion euros in transfers and counts over 1,100 member institutions. In February 2026, it signed an agreement with the EuroPA Alliance, connecting approximately 130 million users across 13 countries. ECB President Christine Lagarde publicly stated that Europe needs its own payment system urgently. It's a real risk, but still small. Visa and Mastercard process tens of trillions of dollars annually. Europe's Wero is still a fraction of that volume, and it only operates in a few countries. Another important pressure on their business, fees. Visa and Mastercard have long faced pressure from merchants, including major retailers like Walmart, who argue their fees are too high. These fees are typically around 2% of each transaction, and now the dispute is escalating again. There are talks about a deal worth potentially hundreds of billions of dollars. The court has not decided yet. What does this mean? The business model is under pressure, but so far only partially. Moreover, both companies are responding. Mastercard acquired BVNK, a stablecoin infrastructure provider, for $1.8 billion. Visa is investing in tokenization and stablecoin settlement, having already issued over 17.5 billion tokens globally. Neither company is standing still. And looking ahead, both companies are betting on AI. They are building infrastructure for transactions executed by autonomous agents. This could be the next big chapter. So, which one did I choose? Mastercard. Not because Visa is bad. Visa is an excellent company, but Mastercard is growing faster and has stronger growth momentum. On the other hand, Visa is the bigger company, and based on P/E valuation at the time of recording this video, the stock is a bit cheaper to buy. I personally prefer growth over a lower price, but that also means higher volatility. Simply put, you want stability, Visa. You want faster growth and are willing to accept higher volatility, Mastercard. But honestly, the real question isn't Visa or Mastercard. The real question is, do you own at least one of them? Because in a world where everything is shifting to digital payments, these two companies will keep earning from every transaction, every click, every payment. If this helped you, subscribe and write in the comments Visa or Mastercard. At the time of recording this video, Visa has already reported its results and exceeded expectations. Mastercard will announce its results at the end of April.